Hello friends, once again I am here with the topic sharing of charges between capacitors. Case 3. Case 3, this is a bit more interesting than the previous two cases. Here we shall consider two capacitors of different capacitances C1 and C2. C1 is being charged with a battery of potential difference, say V1, while C2 is being charged with a battery of potential difference, say V2. Suppose when C1 gets fully charged, it acquires charge Q minus Q1 on its plates, while C2, when gets fully charged with a battery of potential difference V2, gains charge Q2 minus Q2. Alright, now when they get fully charged, the battery is disconnected and the two capacitors are connected together. Here you see this is C1 having charge Q1 and another one is capacitor C2 having charge Q2. These two are being charged. Now before connection, the potential difference between the plates of C1 was V1 and that between the plates of C2 was V2. But when they are connected together after getting charged, the potential difference is neither V1 nor V2 for any one of them, but they acquired some common potential difference. What will be that common potential difference? Let us see. Again, the C effective will be equal to C1 plus C2 because they are in parallel. The net charge is Q1 plus Q2. Now what will happen when these two will get connected with each other? The rearrangement of charges will take place between them, but at any instant of time the conservation of charge will persist. That is, the total charge for both of them will be equal to Q1 plus Q2. That's why we have written Q net Q1 plus Q2. Now what will be the new potential difference? That is common potential difference, V common, that is both for both of them. V common will be equal to Q net by C effective. What is Q net? Q1 plus Q2. And what is C effective? That is C1 plus C2. This is common potential difference. Now if we wish to write it in terms of the potential difference with which the C1 and C2 are charged, then for this Q1 we can write C1 V1 plus for this Q2 C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2. Now U original will be equal to what? That is potential energy of first one. What is that? C1 half C1 V1 square, and for another one it is C2 V2 square. This is original one, but U new, when two capacitors are connected together, the total potential energy for both of them will be equal to C effective V new square. What is C effective? C1 plus C2. And what is V new? V nu is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 by C1 plus C2 whole square. Finally, U nu equals half C1 V1 plus C2 V2 square upon C1 plus C2. So this is new potential energy when two charged capacitors are connected together. Therefore, loss of energy will be equal to loss of energy delta U, U original minus U new. Now you see, suppose now let C1 1 microfarad, C2 2 microfarad, V1 10 volt and C2 20 volt. With this data, now we are going to find out original energy, then new energy, and finally the loss of energy. What is original energy? Original energy, U original half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. This is equal to half. Here C1 is 1 microfarad and we know that 1 microfarad is 10 to the power minus 6 farad. V1 is 10 volt square plus half C2 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad into V2 is 20 volt square. What do we get from here? We have this is 100, so we can write 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 plus, from here 2 cancel, we shall have 400 into 10 to the power minus 6, that is equal to 450 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. This can be written as 4.50 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. This is your U original. Now what is U new? U new, for U new what we have seen, this is half C1 V1 plus C2 V2 square by C1 plus C2. So this equals half 10 to the power minus 6 for C1 and for V1 10 volt plus for C2 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 and for V2 we have 20 upon, and here we have whole square, and here 10 to the power minus 6 plus 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. So what is that? Look at it carefully. Just we have substituted the value given in above formula. Now I am going to simplify it. That is half into, you see in the numerator it is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 and here it is 40 into 10 to the power minus 6. So here we shall have 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 whole square by, in the denominator we shall have 3 into 10 to the power minus 6. Proceeding in this way, we get half into 50 square means 2500, 10 to the power minus 12 divided by 3 into 10 to the power minus 6. So what do we get? 2500 by 6 into 10 to the power minus 6. This equals 25 by 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. What is this? 6 4 ja 24, 1 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. This is U nu. Therefore, loss of energy U original minus U new. What is U original? Look at it. This is 4.50. 4.50 into 10 to the power minus 4. And what is U new? 4.16 10 to the power minus 4. So what do we get from here? We get 3.34 10 to the power minus 4 joule. That is equal to 3.4 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule. This is the loss of energy, and the reason I explained you earlier that it is due to the sharing of charges. The energy gets dissipated as heat. So this is third case. Now look at it once again. There were two capacitors having different capacitances C1 and C2, and were charged with batteries of different potential differences. The charge acquired during the process were Q1 and Q2 respectively by the two capacitors. After getting charged, they were connected together. After making such a connection, the sharing of charges takes place. Now the effective capacitance is C1 plus C2, and Q net, that is total charge distributed between them, will be nothing but the sum of the charges acquired by the two capacitors, that is Q1 plus Q2. Now the common potential difference between them when they are connected together, Q net by C effective. Q net is Q1 plus Q2 and C effective is C1 plus C2. So this comes out to be equal to C1 V1. For Q1 we have written C1 V1, and for Q2 C2 V2 by C1 plus C2. Now original electrostatic potential energy, that is electrostatic potential energy of first and that of second, that is half C1 V1 square, half C2 V2 square, and nu is half C effective V nu square. Substituting value, we get half into C1 V1 plus C2 V2 whole square by C1 plus C2. Now taking these values, we have calculated potential energy. What is U original? That is we have here, you see this is 50 and this is 450 10 to the power minus 6. So this is 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. But from here we have got 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 whole square by 3 into 10 to the power minus 6. Finally, it has come to be equal to equal to 4.16 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. So now what is the loss of energy? That is 3.4 into 10 to the power minus 5 joule. In the last, I am going to discuss one another topic, that is capacitance of a capacitor with a conducting slab of thickness T smaller than D, that is distance between the plates. This one thing, very small thing, has been left till now, and that I am going to include. These are two plates of the capacitor. Plate area is A and the distance between the plate is D. There is a conducting slab between them. This is conducting slab and the thickness of conducting slab is T. Now you see, when these plates will gain charge, plus Q minus Q, there will be an electric field between the plates of capacitor. But if the space between the plates of capacitor is occupied by a metallic medium, then within metallic medium the electric field will be zero. This is the point which is to be noted, that electric field here will be zero. So if this is the case, then the effective potential difference between the plates will be equal to E into D minus T, because D is the total distance between the plates, and out of this D distance, T is being occupied by the metallic medium where there is no electric field. And we know that E becomes equal to sigma by epsilon naught. So this will be equal to D minus T. And what is sigma? Sigma is charge density, charge per unit area on the plate. So this will be Q by A epsilon naught into D minus T. Now capacitance, come to the definition, basic definition of capacitance, that is Q upon V. Q upon V. For Q we shall have to write Q only, and for V here you see it is Q by A epsilon naught D minus T. A epsilon naught we shall have to take here. So finally what is this? A epsilon naught by D minus T. So capacitor section has been finished today, and if you will watch all the videos, 7 videos till now I have given you, and these videos are very short and sweet. What I think, I don't know up to what extent you would get benefit out of that, but this is my humble suggestion that you please go through the video again and again and make a fair notebook. I will be examining your work when as and when school will open, whether you have done it in your notebook or not. So be ready for that. If not, you shall have to do before me after the school opens. So please go through the video again and again and try to prepare the things. These are very important for the sake of examination, and this is all for your welfare. Thank you very much.